Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time, welcome on in. My name is Anu, and I am your Psychic Tarot host. Today is another timeless pick a card reading on what's next in your career. I know it's a popular one, and people have asked for it, so here it is. Let's get right into it. We're going to choose, this is a live shuffle through and through, so we're going to choose three of our theme cards for the three piles. Spirit, let's get three cards for three groups. And of course, you're welcome to watch all three. 1, 2, it's up to you. And you can watch like different piles at different times. But you will come across this video or this message when you're meant to. Okay, with that, let's get right into it. Spirit, what's next in career? For this beautiful tribe, what's next in their career? So pile 1, we have pile 2, and then pile 3. I'm going to open the cards and you can make your pick. Let's see what we have. Pile 1, we've got the snake. Okay, this is the animal oracle deck? I forget. I'm pretty bad with names, but this is the earth element and the snake, and it has the what is it called? The seed of life? Yes, the seed of life and the serpent around it. For pile 2, we have the rabbit. Ooh, year of rabbit. This is the year of rabbit, at least the year that I'm recording. Another earth element that we're getting. And then we have, wow, all three earth elements. We got the buffalo for pile 3, okay? So those are the three themes for three piles. Go ahead and take the one that speaks to you the most, or just randomly pick one if you're unable to decide, and I will see you right at your selection. Hi, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the first card, snake, and it's the earth element in this deck. And as I mentioned in the intro, this is the seed of life, right? Or the tree of life. How will the seed of life turns into the tree of life? And with the snake around it, it's a special emphasis because you see the snake is eating its tail, okay? So this is the karmic cycle that's completing. This is also planting a new seed. We are shedding our old skin because we no longer can fit in that, okay? So we've outgrown our environment. We've outgrown our situation. And that's when the snake, you know, it's a painful process. This is just like a butterfly going through a cocoon phase, right? Or caterpillar going through a cocoon phase to come out as a butterfly. Same energies, resurrection, rebirth, recreation, reinventing ourselves. That's the stage that is representing your energy at this time, okay? Now, it is of course, snake is also a very spiritual symbol, especially with the seed of life that's coming through. So it may be a time of deep thought, deep contemplation. You may feel at times that, you know, you don't have a clear sense of what's next, but what you clearly know is wherever you are is not for your long-term highest good. That's the energy that I'm picking up. So you're very aware of that energy, and I won't be surprised if there's Scorpio Sun Moon rising, because the snake is also one of the symbols of Scorpio. So the others are eagle, snake, the phoenix, and there's one more that I am blanking out on completely, but those three for sure are symbols of a Scorpio. So I won't be surprised, or maybe you are dealing with a Scorpio. So let's see what's next in career for you, pile 1. Again, earth energy, so stay grounded at this time. Just immersing yourself in nature is going to help. And with the black one, I do read it as the deeper feminine side of it. So water element is going to be very good for you, even though this is an earth symbology that we have over here. But if you spend time near a beach, lake, pond, swimming pool, or just like, you know, baths and showers, that's going to like really heal you, or any other grounding tools that you may want to use at this time. So pile 1, Spirit, tap me into their energy. What's next in their career? What do they need to know? We're going to draw our oracles first. I'll draw them all out and then we'll get into the reading. So this is the magical spell card deck. This is energy oracle. Pile 1. What's next in their career? Okay. The Yin Yang Oracle. For pile 1 spirit. What's next in their career for the snake pile? That came flying out. I like it. And just 2 more oracle decks. So this is the Sun Oracle. Okay. And I also wanted a Kipper. So this is Kipper Oracle or Kipper deck. This is 1 card from here. All right, so let's see. Let me get my ducks in order. What we have for my beautiful pile 1. First up, we've got authenticity. I told you, it's like you're coming into a new age. And there's a little, for those of you who do spell work, you can also use this here as your spell if you want to do that. Who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. And it's a number 10. That's another completion. Reduces to a 1, which is another beginning. Okay, so coming to a place where you know your worth. Okay, as I said, for some of you, even if you don't know what's next, you know where you are. You have outgrown that environment, and it's time for you to look for the next growth opportunity. Again, this may be the group that is looking at opportunities, looking at something different, or looking at a different peer set. Just because like it's coming from within, it's not like an external affecting your energy. It's like you more honoring how you feel in the current environment. Okay, that's what it, for those of you, again, apply it to your situation. If you're in a job or if you're in a business, you're like, okay, this line of business is just not resonating. It's not doing it for me. I want to go in a different line. It could be any of those situations, right? You know your situation best, but this is embracing who you truly are. I really want to read that again. Who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. So acting out of your true north, okay, or your true self. And we have action. Love it. Number 17 reduces to an 8. And with the horses here, it's giving multiple messages. So A, of course, it gives the chariot energy, which means victory. You will be victorious on this mission because you're acting out of authenticity and you're willing to shed the outgrown or the old skin that doesn't do you any good. So the chariot, again, Cancer energy. So water is pretty strong with this group. We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer elements. So look at the placements in those areas in your natal chart, or in those, houses in your natal chart, and see where they are. The other one, so victory is coming through. Action, of course, we are, at least when I'm recording this, we are in Aries season. It inspires us to take action. We have our first eclipse coming in Aries season. And then there's another solar eclipse or another lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So we have a couple eclipses coming up in the next few weeks. Doesn't matter if you don't watch it when I'm posting this, but it's talking about taking action. So yes, embracing our authenticity and then taking action towards it. So what do I need to do? If I don't fit in here, what is in my power? What action can I take? That's what this is telling us. And of course, lastly, the horses themselves, again, I said the chariot because they represent like the dark and the shadow aspect, which can also be our mind and our heart, right? Sometimes we're kind of tugging in different directions. But the horses themselves represent freedom. It's free spirit, okay, like a wild Mustang. And that's the inner energy that's coming through over here, is telling us that you're at a time that you want to feel free in your career, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's the work schedule doesn't work, or maybe you feel you no longer can do certain tasks or certain projects just because you've done them in the past, but it just feels very restricting to you. Okay, again, like the feeling of constriction and restraint as you're outgrowing the environment. So take action. That's what this is telling us. There is freedom. You take action towards your freedom, towards your authentic freedom. Let's call it that. And then know that you will come out victorious. And with the 17 here, reducing to 8, 8 is a number of abundance, and as above, so below, but it does also mean monetary abundance. We have third eye clarity, exactly the same thing that we've been talking about so far. So it's good to see repeating messages across different decks. I don't want to go deep there. It's exactly what we're talking about here. And then we have Moon in Gemini in the third house, adaptability. So this is again, Gemini is actually our colleagues, okay? It's our neighborhood, our community, our siblings, our aunts and uncles. This is people that are around us, okay? We may not always choose them ourselves. Actually, we don't choose them. The universe brings those people in our lives, even if like sibling, or cousins, aunts, cousins, neighbors, but this is also, I see it as a peer set. I know the sixth house is also the colleagues card, but that's more like competition is how I look at it. But third house is like your colleagues, right? So Moon, adaptability. You're gonna feel, this is Moon talks about our emotional security, and being in Gemini, you will thrive in an environment where you get a lot of variety. That's it. That's what this card says. Where, and again, the third house is communication also. It's our basic skills, but where you can express yourself freely, where you get a variety of projects, a variety of interaction with different people. This is not the group who's going to thrive in like a super structured, not structured is not the right word, like super orchestrated process type job where you have to repeat things over and over again. That may kind of go against your energy, or it may drain your energy. The roles or opportunities where you can flex different intellectual skills is where you're going to find a lot more satisfaction. Okay. And then last but not the least, wow, unexpected income. We'll take it in a career reading. It's a number 27, reduces to a 9. This is 9 of Cups energy, wishes, or 9 of Pentacles, if you want to call that. Wishes coming true, unexpected income coming through. So for those of you, if you're changing jobs, this could be something like of course, a new, a raise in salary, a new bonus plan, or this could also be like, some companies do sign-on bonuses or some other perks. There could be like, I know a lot of companies do like, they'll pay for your internet expenses, they'll pay for your fitness expenses, because they want to, hire top talent and retain them. So some sort of like, it doesn't not just have to be money, but for a lot of you, it is showing up as the coin, right? So in unexpected income. Some of you, like, it could be like, okay, some, other company benefits that kind of come through. So definitely good to see that unexpected income coming through. Okay, so let's see what Tarot has to say. Again, this is the time to just overall listen to what your intuition is telling you. And are you feeling constricted, restricted, small in your current position? In terms of, are you not able to utilize your full potential? Then it's time to move towards something that gives you that flexibility, adaptability, and variety, where you feel free to wear many hats. Look at that. First card out, King of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. So this is the Light Seers Tarot. So Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know? Wow, Queen of Swords. What do they need to know about their career? What's happening next in their career? Okay. And then bottom deck energy, we got our 9 of Cups. This is the energy that was coming in over here with the unexpected income. So let me just put it here for now, and let's look at the cards that we have. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Four of Swords. We also actually have the Three of Swords over here. So a lot of swords energy. Interesting. We have Queen of Swords. And we have the Three of Swords. And we have finally the Judgment card. And of course, we saw the Nine of Cups over here. Okay, so Judgment is speaking, I'll start from here, is speaking really to your clarity, action, and authenticity, and the snake, and the ending of the old cycle and beginning of new. What do you want to be? What do you want to leave behind, and how can you feel lighter and authentic in your new direction, whatever that is? And for some of you, like, it could be as simple as switching projects. You don't have to leave a company. It's just like, like switching management or finding another opportunity within the same company. Something like that is showing up over here because it's time to heal the past disappointments, with the Three of Swords showing up over here. It's time to heal those wounds. And also because you have the circle of life here with the snake eating its tail, it's also like, okay, you've done this many times now. It's time to acknowledge what's not meant to be and move on from that. Okay, stop trying to fix a system that is not working. Stop trying to find why certain things are happening. Just say, okay, it's just not happening. I need to do something different. What is that different for me? And focus on your inner energy, and that's how you'll be able to heal that, because it is calling you, like the energies are calling you to get some rest. And you need this rejuvenation, relaxation to also get a different perspective, and the true perspective on where you're going. Get the clarity. We cannot get clarity when there's a lot of chaos in our mind. And three follows the Three of Swords follows the Four of Swords, right? So you see the middle, a lot of it is happening in your mind. So stop analyzing it too much. Just have a clear thought, as right here, the Queen of Swords is very clear on what she wants to cut out, what she's going to tolerate, and what she's not going to tolerate. And she just has her eyes set on the prize. Look at that, third eye set on the prize. But yes, there may be certain disappointments that have made you stronger, have given you enough experience, and you now truly know which direction or what you stand for. But even if, like, as I said, not knowing or knowing where you don't belong is a great start, because then you can start uncovering and discovering within what is going to bring you happiness. But overall, you're very, very talented. The King of Wands is somebody who takes action, has a lot of strong energy, great presence, great leader, and they set examples by doing the action. Okay, they're not just somebody who's gonna give a speech and just woo people. No, they actually walk the talk, whatever that phrase is. Okay, but it is time for wishes coming through and breaking away from these restrictions. You see, the devil is under the deck. The devil is talking about, okay, stop thinking that you're tied to a certain situation. You're not. It's all in your mind. Once you make up your mind, you are like so close to achieving your goals. And I love it how in this deck, the Nine of Cups has like a big treasure chest over here. How appropriate is that? Okay. So that's what's coming through, is like for you to take charge, to become the leader that you are, put things to rest, just learn from the experience, but really go towards what's your true north. Okay. What is your authentic desire when it comes to a fulfilling career? The Spirit, tell us more. What does pile one need to know? What's next in their career? This is the Star Codes Astro Oracle, just to build in a little bit of astrology here as well. So what is next in their career? Well, let's see, what's the advice? Let's go that way. Let's use this deck for advice, and then we'll close out. Yeah, I knew that card was going to come out. Okay, that's a lot. I'm going to take the ones that flipped over. So we got 3. So the first one out is this one. What is it? 6th house, sustainability. We're talking 3rd house and 6th house. This is very, very important for you. And we're talking about what's the advice? Because remember, we said authenticity, 3rd eye, clarity, shedding the old skin, rising to your true north. You see how there is a like a person in a meditative state, and they're highlighting the 7 chakras, and there's a big mandala here. Number 44. Divinely guided, your angels are watching over you. 6th house, sustainability. This is talking about alignment, exactly as the Judgment card. So whatever you do next, or even if you don't, because I mean, there's again action over here. This is showing us like, you know, what you desire ultimately is a proper balance in your work and your life. Have you been working too hard? Have you been like burning the candle at both ends? Have you not been paying attention to your health? And again, it's sort of highlights those imbalances again with the devil energy here. Like what are we tied down by? Even though we know nothing is changing, right? For some of you, the system isn't changing. This is your biggest lever to take action. Is like, okay, if you're gonna, let's say, look for a new job, what can you do in the current place? Just, you know, finish the things that you need to finish. You know, you're not gonna put up a fight for no reason because you can't change the system. At the same time, you're not gonna bend over backwards to bring things to completion where you are, because if you're not being valued, you're gonna start putting more energy towards yourself. So slowly taking care of yourself, again with the Four of Swords, same energy, same messages coming out over here. Okay, so the advice is make sure, or not make sure, take action towards balancing your 6th house, which is your day-to-day schedule. What does that look like? Are you able to create time for yourself? How's your sleep looking? How's your diet looking? How's your is there a proper exercise that you give for yourself? A relaxation, what that is, or have you been all work and no play? That's what this is over here. And it's I'm not surprised, because this is the card I said I'm not surprised this has come out. We have Chiron, we have heal. We did get the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So again, the message loud and clear is that you need to learn from these past experiences and see what you need to heal. Also, this can have like a lot more would you say long term or back in the past type of energy with Chiron, because it usually represents an area that we've not been able to heal, you know, cycles that keep repeating over and over, because Chiron was the wounded healer, you know, keyword healer, who was healing everybody else, but he couldn't heal himself, right? So it talks about long-term wounds, and you can read up on Chiron. It's a pretty fascinating story. And when you read it again, immediately you'll understand what that represents. We all have Chiron in a particular house in our natal chart. So this is telling you it's time to heal those wounds. And what I was saying, it could go really in the past, is there could also be a wound associated to recognition at work, or our self-worth, our value, or recognition in our family, in our, you know, in our parents, in the 4th house foundation. You know, were we a straight A student? If we didn't get A's, were we really still loved unconditionally? Things like that. Okay, so this can go very deep, but regardless of that, specifically talking to the work scenario, there's some expectations where you've been trying to change certain things so you can get the recognition, and very rightfully so. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's kind of kept you in a cycle, okay? And that's what you're cutting out now. It's like, okay, I'm done. If you don't value me, I'm out, because I value myself. So taking the action. And then the last, on the advice side, we have Sagittarius, expand. This is the 11th house energy. Is it 11th? Sorry. It's a 9th house energy. Your long-term goal. So taking action towards, look at that, a centaur and a horse. How beautiful is that? Centaurs, maybe. Oh, you may want to read up on centaurs, because we have the Sagittarius and we have the Chiron. I believe Chiron was also a centaur. So horses, spirit animals. So look into your spirit animals, snakes, horses, and also if you want to read up, look, there's a snake here as well, of course. Of course there's a snake here. You see the snake winding up over here, and here's the head of the snake. Here's the head of the snakes. The snakes are very important for you. Major transformational time for you. But Sagittarius Expand talks about take an adventure. What do you want to do next in your career? Just take an action towards it. Go for it. Explore. Be full of life. Have show excitement, or your indicator could also be like, if something brings you excitement, you are very much in alignment. That's how energy usually works, and vice versa. So let's see. Any closing thoughts for my pile 1 spirit? What do they need to hear on what's next in career? 8 of Wands. Look at that. Look at that energy. You have the 8 of Wands. You have the 7 of Wands. You have the Fool. Love it. Let's maybe get one more. Ooh. And then you have this was coming out and I kept putting it back. Knight of Swords. As I was shuffling, it just like kept sliding from the top. So you have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So look, there's very fast momentum here with the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Wands. These are very fast moving energies. So take action, go towards what you like, do it now. And again, the world doesn't have to stop. You don't have to bend over backwards at where you are. But just start making time to build a plan towards what you want to go for. The Eight of Wands is talking about a lot of abundance and a lot of abundance of, I think for like, again, it's firecracker energy. It's very heavy fire energy, but it's like a lot of rapid movement. It's a lot of communication, interviews, calls, emails, whatever, messages coming through. There's a lot happening very soon. And, you know, it is going to be like, yes, it's going to call for a little bit of a better planning with the Seven of Wands to show you like, okay, all these communications and these things are coming through my way. What am I going to allow in my circle of sanity? Okay, similar to this card over here. Look at how maybe some of you are like really wanting to get into meditation, but this will help you distill the noise because things are going to start moving pretty fast. I feel there's a little bit of a lull at the moment, but it's picking up pace very, very fast with the Knight of Swords. So recoup, rest, build up your energy. Energy bank is what I'm hearing. Like not just the money bank, but build up your energy bank so you can deal with the momentum that you're going to get, because you are coming into an absolute new beginning. Okay, the Fool is talking about new opportunities, and look at that. Do you see the symmetry here? There's so many synchronicities in your reading. So definitely new beginning. You're planting the new seed and you're heading in a new direction. Just like make sure that it brings you happiness. It makes you excited. And for those of you who think, you know, like, okay, you may have to take a, you know, couple, let's say temporary projects or what's it called? Contracting or gigs. It's okay. It's okay because they're stepping stones, you know, don't look down upon anything, but it's like ultimately it's taking you in the direction of your desire and helping you feel lighter, feel free. That's the biggest thing for you, because you're going to get unexpected income regardless. Remember, you need adaptability. You need to be able to switch between different things. All right, so I didn't even choose a deck for the final message. Let's get our angels then. Let's do that. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. So what do archangels want to tell pile 1? What's the message for pile 1? Okay, so Archangel Michael. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Do you see the animal in the picture? We've gone from horses to unicorns to centaurs. I am just loving it. So please do read up, because as I always say, different animals show up in our readings when they want us to tap into their energy, okay? We have patience. Archangel Jophiel saying your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Okay, we talked about that over here, and this is going to help. And last but not the least, if you believe, you can conquer whatever you want. If you believe, again, the same sacred geometry, the seed of life, and the Merkaba also showing up over here. So you may want to look into Archangel Metatron, but Merkaba, the seed of life, the plant or tree of life, and also the horses, unicorns, and centaurs, they may have really special message for you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile 1. Please do drop a like, comment if this resonated or helped you in any way. Every click helps the channel grow. I really, really appreciate it, and it keeps me going and keeps me motivated as well. Also bumps up the video for more people to come across it. So I would appreciate any click that would help the channel. Okay, wish you much love and light and the best of luck on your journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the second oracle card, which is Rabbit. And I called out, this is the year of the rabbit in Chinese astrology. So some of you may be really following Chinese astrology, but take 5 minutes to read up online about what the year of the rabbit means. But overall, this coming up in your career is really talking about actually a smooth and a gentle year. Okay, rabbit is all about gentle energy. It also, again, rabbits also do multiply very rapidly. So this could be a year of rapid growth, but it's not going to come from like, going above and beyond and crazy and working crazy hours. That's not what it is, because the rabbit energy is very gentle. And it's more of like, multiplying our efforts, but in a fun way. That's what I'm getting. It is, the earth element, so stay grounded. The only downside of the rabbit is that sometimes it can cause anxiety, because rabbit is such a gentle animal. It freaks out at every turn or every sound that it hears. It can become very anxious and fearful. So just, that's the one thing to watch out for. Do not try to overly read between lines. Just take it as it comes. This is meant to be a gentle time, but it will bear fruit, okay? Regardless of where you are. This is going to be a very nice time for you, but it's not something that is like, they're not crazy movements. But also at the same time, make sure that you don't, cleanse your energy when it comes to crazy news and things that's happening. The media may freak you out a little bit. So just watch out for those things and know when to tune out or turn them off. Like turn off that noise signal, okay? Okay, so pile 2. Spirit, help me tap into their energy. What's next in their career? We're going to first draw our oracle cards. I think I have like 5. Let's see. This is a spellcasting oracle deck. So that's the first card. For our next one, we are using the Energy Oracle for pile 2. Sorry if I said pile 1 before. This is pile 2. Ooh, this one flipped over. Okay, it does say patience and be gentle. All right, I do want to get you one more because this one opened up quickly. I want to get one more from this deck for pile 2, Spirit. Okay. All good things, all good things. The Yin Yang Oracle. The Sun Oracle. And one last from the Kipper deck. For pile 2, Spirit, what do they need to know? What's happening next in their career? Okay, so let's get right into it. So first up, my beautiful rabbit group. Look, yes, I love it. I did tell you, what did I say about, multiplying and prosperity? That's what rabbits do. They multiply really fast. So you have number 3, prosperity, and as I was telling the other piles, this tends to be a little spell here. These are magic, what are they called? Magic spell cards, I believe. So if you know how to do that, go for it. I don't. I can't help you there. But this says, as this tree grows so strong, so fine, so may I prosper from the universe divine. Okay, so and 3 is creation. Whenever you see grapes, it is talking about abundance. So I'm telling you, it's like very steady time, prosperous time. Things are going to keep growing. You just need to watch out for like not giving in to the anxiety, even if like things are changing in the place that you work, or you're seeing like a little bit of a downturn in your business at the moment. Don't worry about it. There's a lot of prosperity that lies ahead, okay? 3 also tells me, because 3 is a number of co-creation. So you may get new colleagues or you may hire new people. It's all going to be very conducive, okay? We do have patience, though, that came out, right? So don't force a certain timeline on you. That's why the clock is here. The angel is really telling you to be patient. Reduces to a 7. Like, stay aligned. 7 is a number of true alignment. Stay aligned to your purpose. And what that means is, like, when you're feeling off kilter, too nervous at work, when you're feeling very jittery, and impatient. Again, that's the opposite of this. It's an indicator that you are giving something too much power and you're out of alignment. So that's the best lever, is to like go back into alignment, is ground yourself. That's why we have the earth energy, and just be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, so you can come back to center. Okay, we have the broken heart. Yep, we have elements from the past that are kind of still in our energy field, and you know, there's this like, no, what do you say, accidents. If I had to bring this card out, I had to bring this card out because you need to hear this. It's like those past experiences are the ones that make us jumpy, right? They are the ones that, oh, this is going well, this is too good to be true. But remember, that's coming from a place of disappointments from the past. Now, to make sure that the scar is healed and it's like tough, it's a tough cookie. That's what it is, because the scar tissue is really thick as compared to the rest of our skin. So it's just like reminding you that you don't need to stay in that energy. That was part of a lesson. That was part of a karmic cycle that is now over. So now it's time to be gentle, be aligned with where we are, and have faith that the prosperity is going to continue to grow. Okay. And 9 is, again, it's like a number of completion, right? So you're completing that cycle. And we have masculine. This is interesting because this is asking you to tap into your leadership abilities. Masculine talks about going after our goals. So believe in it. If you're aligned, just take action around that. That's what you need to do. But this is your self action. This is not going in an action of like trying to like influence others or change things. But what can you do in your power? What can you impact? I want to put that like this. Okay, so you can see both. In your current situation, what action, and this could even be like, what action would you take to make yourself feel balanced and make yourself feel like gentle and calm? That's all in your power to do. Okay. We have sun in air. I was going to say action, because in pile 1, I was talking about action. They literally had the action card here, and I was telling them it's Aries season when I'm recording this, and masculine Aries is the divine masculine energy, and you do have sun in Aries coming up in the first house, right? So we may have Aries, Sagittarius, Leos in this group, but very masculine, powerful energy that you have. Make sure not to overexert yourself, because you have the rabbit as the main energy to follow, and this is assertion. So you're gonna shine no matter what. This represents like the sun to me, but the first house is also, I mean, it is a sun in Aries. The first house is the beginning. It's the initiator. It's the start of the astrological wheel. It's the start of the astrological year, which we've just started, around the time that I'm recording this. It doesn't matter when you watch this, but that's kind of you're starting a new cycle that's going to be very prosperous, but you will be able to take action in a gentle way. So remember not to repeat the past mistakes where we overgive, where we overcommit to work, where all we're doing is like working like from, 60 hours a week and not taking time for ourselves. That cycle is not to be repeated. This is a new beginning where you stand strong in your power and you command a certain presence because you value yourself a lot more, okay? That's what we're seeing. And last but not the least, we have thoughts. You have 2 16s here. So you may be seeing 1616, which is also 77. And this really talks about our intellectual energy. This is mercurial energy. So follow where Mercury is going, but this is planning. But at the same time, as we said, because of the rabbit, not overthinking. Okay, don't try to extrapolate and project certain things that you hear in the media to, oh, it's going to happen to you and it's going to be all doom and gloom. Again, you are powerful enough to make sure how to discern what you consume and what you let affect yourself. Okay, that's what the main thing is coming through over here. Okay, all right, I'll tell you, it looks like it's almost like a smooth sailing sign if you believe it. That's what the cards are telling us. It will be smooth sailing if you stop over analyzing it and if you just focus on the things that you can actually take action on. Because if you do that, you're able to channel your energy much more. You're able to stay patient and calm and tempered throughout it. and continue to grow your prosperity and be gentle with yourself. That's what this is telling us, okay? So I don't need to see like major changes or upheavals for this group, unless you tap into it, right, with your overthinking. So, sorry, I wasn't ready. Okay, Spirit, help me tap in further to my Rapid crew. It's such a cute card, though. Okay, so we've got Judgment, Queen of Cups, and Knight of Cups. Beautiful energy. Let's get a couple more. What do they need to know? What does pile 2 need to know? And bottom deck energy, we have the Page of Swords. So there's like this, you know, again, thoughts are coming up. This is again the mental energy, Page of Thoughts. He has a lot of, or he or she has a lot of ideas in the mind. So you're also like, this person has like a lot of brushes here and is thinking of different art they want to create. This person has a book in front of them and is getting a lot of ideas and is like really supported by angels. So there is a lot happening. Okay, you have a lot of active ideas. It may be worthwhile to kind of like record them in some way, shape, or form, if that works for you. But it's a pretty active time for you, mentally speaking. Now with the last card coming out over here, I want to start here. You have the Seven of Swords, but this is again that energy coming from the past disappointments where we're not completely trusting the environment, the people, and that's okay, okay? Because why do we get experiences? So we can hone those skills, right? We become an expert, and we keep getting the same cycle loop over and over again until we become an expert on those areas. And that's where there's some remnant energy where we don't quite trust the system, and we're literally like standing there and watching the hoodie over our face and like our hands tucked in our pockets, like, I'm gonna wait and watch. I know this is gonna fail. So there's a little bit of that energy that I'm picking up on for this group. But again, it's not such a big negative. It's more of like, it's in the background, okay? It's hovering in the background of your psyche. That's what you got to watch out for. But other than that, look at this beautiful, you have the Knight of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups. Being fully immersed in what we have and feeling very, I would say, one with where we are. The only thing is like sometimes the Queen of Cups can feel overwhelmed by the emotions. And again, this could be a situation where things around you may be changing, right? So look at the Queen. She is sitting on a chair, and the water is kind of a little wavy, right? But she's trying to sit up there and like have her balance and say, this is not for me, or I don't want this chaos. But regardless, the water is moving, right? So sometimes she can be overwhelmed by the changes around her. That's what this energy is saying. So it says like, don't let the things changing around you overwhelm you. Just stay in tune with your intuition. Stay in tune with your true north. Like, what makes you feel lighter? What makes you feel that you truly belong and then you feel free? How would you act? Because again, prosperity, it needs space to grow, right? It cannot grow when we're keeping ourselves very small. So it's like, open up your mind. What truly, let's say, how much are you over adapting to a situation? That's what's coming for you from this card. It's like, do the essential, but overall, the essence should be you should feel free to how you want to be in a career. How do you value yourself? What is your true north? That's what's coming through. But yeah, don't let the ups and downs wobble you too much or overwhelm you too much, because you're like, these cards are so beautiful. It's really talking about, you'll be surprised, like when you give in to the ease of it, how quickly things start lining up for you, because you're taking action on things that you can control with the masculine here. And with that, you will come, let's say, into a project or into an opportunity or into, as we said, like new teammates that are very gentle, that actually match your energy, and you will love that experience. And it's going to have sparks fly in terms of being very excited about what we do our day to day. So that's what you have to look out for or look forward to. But just be aware that, yeah, sometimes you may find yourself falling back into the old trap of like, not so sure if this is gonna be as good as it sounds. So just watch out for that. I think there's a little bit of overthinking, but at the same time, if your mind is so active, you can also be having a lot of creative ideas. So it's great to just write them down. Okay, so what's the recommendation? What's the advice for pile 2 spread? Using the star codes Astro deck. Oops, like a whole deck, a third of the deck fell down. Let's see. I did see Capricorn when that fell. So let's see. What is the advice for group 2? Two more cards, please. The sun energy is very strong for you. Okay, let's see what we got. Bottom deck, we do have the 12th house energy. There we go. Because we're not talking about enough thinking, right? Introspection. 12th house is our mind. It's our, as I said, thoughts, overthinking, what goes on behind the scenes. What do we think? How is our mental health? Are we stressed out? Do we need meditation? Those type of things. Okay, so the first one out, you had conjunction, alliance. There we go. That's what I feel like. You have some new partnerships, new teammates that are coming through. Again, also very similar energy or color energy over here with the orange or gold. Again, talking about orange gold, you have again the sun energy, solar flares. Okay, and then you have Pisces, sensitive. Yeah, so this kind of gives me the rabbit energy too. So there's a very sensitive energy to you in terms of these being what's the advice for you. Like Spirit is really saying you got to go with the flow. Okay, we have the Pisces, we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. There's water energy coming through for you, as I said early on as well. So when you take the action, because the sun energy is also very strong, make sure it's in a direction that you can actually influence. So don't take action just for the sake of it, or just because everybody's doing something, you don't want to do it. That's not the right energy to follow. It's going to come from within. And yes, it's also okay with Pisces here that some days you may not have a clear sense of direction, and that's okay. That's when you sit down and rest and detox and ground yourself, and just like not get into analysis paralysis. But definitely the universe is sending people to support you on your journey with the conjunction over here. I also got that with the Nine of Cups, like the right offer, the right people, the right projects coming your way. But it comes because you shine when you are in alignment, okay? So when you are in complete alignment of where you want to be, you naturally draw a lot of light to you and a lot of opportunities to you. So that's what the advice is for. Like, keep operating from your gentle, sensitive side. That's going to help you attract the right people and the right opportunities to you, because it's time for you to shine. There is abundance here. We have the solar flares, which is again about the big sun energy. We have sun in Aries, and we also have prosperity here. So money is looking good. It's going to grow. You need to stop overthinking. That's the main thing. And just go with the flow. That's what the biggest thing is. Also, fish are a symbol of abundance. Anyway, so it looks like a solid, stable time for you. So anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Any other advice or anything that pile 2 needs to hear about what's happening in their career? Yeah, I feel it's a very stable time. You got Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. That's the most steady knight in the deck, okay? The Knight of Pentacles may move slow, but don't let that fool you, because the Knight of Pentacles always reaches their destination, okay? They deliver. If they're delivering a package, the big pentacle on their back, they will arrive. They will arrive for sure. They may be a little slow. That's why we have the Patient over here, but they always deliver. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles. So prosperity, cha-ching, money is looking good. It's almost like a very common, as I said, rabbits multiply. They have big families. I'm not saying that you're going to multiply like a rabbit physically, but that talks about abundance. That talks about taking care of the people that we care about and taking care of ourselves, okay? Let's not always equate it to like having it be others, but taking care of ourselves is a pretty big deal because a lot of us don't do it. So that's coming through very clear. You'll be very, very abundant. You'll no longer feel like you're trapped in a situation. The Eight of Swords is also, this is literally the analysis paralysis card, because she looks just fine, but how she sees her reflection is all tied up. But in reality, she's not tied up at all, okay? So don't, as I said, like the media, you know, if you have a lot of notifications on your phone about what's changing in the economy, wherever you are, you may want to dial it down a little bit, okay? Because that's affecting your mental health. I mean, we did have the 12th house showing up over here. So this is also the Pisces house. So give yourself that time to not overanalyze. Anything else, Spirit? Maybe like 2 final cards. 2 of Cups. You're going to be in full alignment and feel very happy with what you're doing. That's your like biggest lever to know when you're headed towards prosperity, because you just feel so much in tune with what you're doing. And last but not least, and then we'll get you some angel messages. There we go. So we got the Strength, more fire energy, Leo energy, and we got air element here again. Queen of Swords, air, Aquarius, Libra. Why am I having such a hard time? Gemini. There we go. Wow. I'm slowing down. My brain is like a mush right now. And then at the bottom deck energy again, we have the 7 of Wands. So protecting your sanity, protecting your bubble, not letting these things kind of bother you, but like staying in your own true alignment. That is very, very important for you. Yes, you've been very strong, but know that you can, you know, weather whatever is happening around you. Don't let that affect you. Stay strong through it. And try to, like, whenever you get overwhelmed, like the Queen of Swords tells us, what is chaos, what is noise, what is not worth our time. She's very good at cutting things out with her sword, because she's got her eye on the prize. Okay, she's like looking at where she wants to go, and everything else she's like able to part way through the noise. That's what you need to know, that you are very, very capable of doing that, and just focus on the long term and where you want to be. Okay, so with that, let's get you, sorry I messed up all the cards. Let's get you final messages from Archangel Oracles. What does pile 2 need to hear? Spirit, let me just get it. It's a big deck. Okay. Pile 2. Breathe. 12th house. Rabbit. Patience. Judgment. There was another one. Queen of Cups, where you want to just like be, okay? Archangel Raphael saying, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. That's what we're saying, because sometimes we're still reacting based on our old experiences. You do not need to do that anymore. And then these 2 want to come out. We have Archangel Michael saying, lean on God and the angels for support. And there's a little prayer here that says, dear God and angels, or whatever higher power you believe in, I give you this situation now and completely. I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved, okay? So it's like, again, lean in a little bit, give into spirit, and don't try to like control things that are out of our element, right? And then finally, we have clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can see clearly, see heavenly love. The reason I stumble on this, because I was thinking about the 12th house and the Pisces energy all coming through. Some of you may be going through a spiritual awakening, and that's why you may feel a little bit disturbed, or like, by disturbed I mean like not feeling stable at the moment. That's because you're also going through a spiritual awakening, okay? And whenever judgment shows up, of course, we are going through that aha moment of like, oh, this is not where I'm meant to be. This is not what I'm meant to do. I need to be in a different place. I need to do something different. But at the same time, be gentle with that, because if that's the journey you're going through, there's also an element of mixing the physical with the spiritual, right? So that's why you may be a little bit up in your head. That's okay. It's part of the journey. You're supported by all the archangels here. But just like surrender a little bit more, and don't feel like, you know, you have to be a certain way or do certain things to be both spiritual and materialistic. Okay, it's kind of like a gentle balance that you need to find. For you, the key word is gentle. Really, the word is gentle for you, and because prosperity is following regardless. So that's what I have for you, pile 2. Do give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop me a comment, share it. Every click helps the channel grow. The more clicks I get, the more, you know, the YouTube algorithm picks it up and shows to more people, and that means a lot and keeps me going on this journey to keep putting content out there. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know how this relates to your situation. I would love to hear from you. Wish you much love and light and all the very best. I'll talk to you next time. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. This is for those of you who chose the 3rd oracle card, which is Buffalo. Again, another earth element. It's amazing how all signs, or all signs, well, all signs, all groups got earth element today, which is, again, about pentacles. It's about earth. It's about grounding and like, you know, really having that stability. With your card in particular, the Buffalo, and with the storm in the background, it does show us that, you know, you've been through quite some storms or quite some upheavals on the career front, but things have not been like steady long term. Like something or the other has been changing, but you've weathered through this strong. It really talks about strength and perseverance, but it also talks about, well, that storm is actually in the background now, okay? So soon you're going to be coming into a lot of stability. But know that, you know, you are stronger than you think. This is a very, very strong card. And again, I always tell people to like take, you know, a couple minutes, 5 minutes to read up on the spirit animals that show up in the readings. Pile 1 had a lot of different animals or specific animals that showed up. But for you, this is like sturdy. It's like holding your ground and building a steady environment for yourself, for the people that you care about, because you've come out for quite a few storms. I'm curious to see what's next in career for you, pile 3. So Spirit, help me tap in further to pile 3. What do we need to know? What's next in their career? So we're going to draw our oracle cards all together first, and then we'll get into it. This is the spellcast or magic spellcast oracle. What does pile 3 need to know, Spirit? Pile 3, what's next in their career? Is that 1 or is that is 1? Okay. That's card number 1. And the energy oracle. These have all been shuffled in between the piles, so don't worry about that. I do need to like do a little extra shuffle to tap in a little bit more. Okay, pile 3, Spirit. Okay. And we have last 2. One from the Sun Oracle. And last but not the least, from Kipper deck. Oh, well, we'll take the one that, look at that house. This is similar to Lenormand, not tarot, Lenormand Tower, which talks about stability and talks about building a secure foundation and actually rising up in status. So you look at that, coming out of those storms, this is what you're creating. You're creating something long term. I wonder if we need these. Let's see. We'll take them as clarifiers. They came out, they came out. Okay, so first up, we have Glamour. Ooh, I like it. I like the color scheme, the pink and the purple here for you. So, crown chakra, heart chakra energy. Ooh, I'm really liking this energy. It just really picked up, guys. Okay, so for you, I think the key theme is that this is in the past. Okay, you've come out that whatever the worst time was is behind you now. Now it's time to actually lighten up a little and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because again, we have the house, right? So to enjoy whatever you worked hard for. And with glamour coming out, and then again, the message here is, or a little spell work here is, into this mirror, I now see the realms of possibilities. And with the word glamour, it's really giving the energy of like, this is time for you to rise and shine, or to let your light be shown to the whole world. 15 reduces to a 6, and the 6 is the number of Venus. And then again, wow, like messages just started pouring in. For those of you who've just been like work and no play, it is also time to like, do something that makes you happy. I don't know if you want a game, if you want to do a spa day, if you want to take a vacation, take a weekend, away from home, something like that. But this is about you doing what you like for a little bit because you've been working really hard. Love it. 6 is Venusian. Do Venusian things. 6 is the number of Venus. So art, fine dining, wine, I don't know, retail therapy to a healthy extent, okay? We have the thinking man. This is 46, which reduces to a 10, which is a completion, or 1, which is a beginning. Now, this thinking man really is looking at the crystal, and I feel like has got at least a couple ideas up their head. And this talks about, now that things have settled, or are soon settling down, or even if you feel you're not settled, okay? Any situation. Thinking man is all about strategy. So with the base number 10 and 1, it's telling us like, what is it that we don't want to repeat? And 10 means completion. Like, what cycles do we want to actively think about closing? And if we had the chance to do over or redo things in a different time, how would we do it differently? Okay, that's what the thinking man is telling me over here, because I don't see like super big changes for you. I see a lot more stability for you, but it's like, yeah, having a strategy of what does life mean? What does work mean? And what does my personal life mean to me? How do I weigh them? What would I strategize differently from here on out? And for a lot, this is like a collective theme too, how a lot of us have been like very committed to our jobs or to our careers, but it hasn't been reciprocal, right? We haven't really received the rewards equally. So a lot of people are waking up to the fact like, okay, it's not just about the 9 to 5. My 9 to 5 is just to give me sustenance so I can do things that I actually love, right? So that's what this is telling us over here is like, tap into that energy when you get downtime. Think about how you would do things differently now. Maybe there's been an aha moment, maybe for some of you health-wise, or it's like, oh, I just like worked and slogged away and never paid attention to, my nutrition, my diet, my exercise, or mental health, whatever that is. So that's what this is saying, okay? It's not, it could also be like, okay, if I were to change a job in 6 months, what are my steps? Or if I need to pivot my business, how am I going to do it? That's the strategizing part. But again, first things first is making time for yourself. That's so the fun part, prioritize fun over thinking. That's what the sequence is telling us over here. We do have shadow side, moon, the dark night, right? So this is what we're saying. What do we not want to repeat? The moon really represents uncertainty. The moon represents what we don't see because it's in the dark, right? The moon does not have a lot of light. The light comes from reflecting off of the sun, but it also causes us to be fearful. And, the whole thing that I was talking about, a lot of us commit or overcommit to work is because there is that inherent fear, right? It's natural to have that fear. It's like, okay, what if I'm out of job? How am I going to pay my bills? This is a 3D world. I need to do this. So sometimes that can over-index, or we can over-index on that aspect. Just saying, yes, accept it. Of course, we all go through it. It's like, okay, we're not silly that we're going to just up and quit and have no source of income. So don't do that. That's not what I'm saying anyway. But it's like, yeah, this is natural to have that. So what can we control? Well, we can control, like, if this happens, is our resume up to date? You know, are we kind of polished? Do we know resources to go for if you want to brush up on interviewing skills? Things like that. So to calm down the shadow and the fears, okay? That's all this talks about. And let's see what we have here. We have Venus showing up. Venus in the 7th house in its home house, Libra. Indecision. So this is an interesting, like the word here is interesting, but this is a natural placement for Libra. Libra rules, can't speak. Venus. Venus rules Libra and Taurus, which is the 2nd and the 7th house. And the challenge with Libra, which is all about justice, can be sometimes it's hard for Libra to make a decision. And this is where you may be called to weigh your heart over your mind. And that's why the thinking man is here. So you have love and you have brain. So you have heart and your brain both showing up. And you may find it at times like your brain takes over. And that's why your decision may be a certain way. But at other times, but your heart is telling you something. It's like, no, I do want to work remote. I do want to live in like a remote location and, have an online job or something like that. So that may sometimes put you in a mode of indecision, and that's okay. Just you will always find a center. It's all about finding our true north and our center. As I said, it's the balance of the 3D world, the materialistic, the day-to-day, the reality of Earth, and also like how do we thrive through that reality. But regardless, we do see the house here. Some of you may be thinking about a house and maybe like you have to wait it out a little bit. You're not able to decide if you want to invest right now, given that the storms that you've come out of and how long, if the storms are going to come back and if they're going to continue, things like that. So some of those things are causing a little bit of an indecision. But there's like this, what is it called? The sand thing? The sand thing that tells time? I don't even know. I'm completely drawing a blank on what it's called. So it's just a matter of time. And it's okay to wait a little, is what I'm hearing, to make a big decision. That's okay because it'll also keep you a little bit less fearful and not making the wrong move. Now, I want to look at these. We have bad health and then we have poverty. Look at that. That's what's been going on the shadow side, right? And that's where we've been getting this energy of like, literally we were getting this energy work, not making time for ourselves, not looking at our health, nutrition, because we have this in our fears, right? The poverty. Now, one thing I want to tell you, as I said, it's natural, but it's also, there's a term that's called, there's either a abundance mentality or there's a poverty mentality. So for me, this is more of a mentality, and meaning it's more of a mental energy, okay? It's not that you're going to be out of funds, but this is what resides in our fears. This is what resides in like, oh, I'm never going to grow. I'm never going to have more. Oh, if I make this step, it's going to be all doom and gloom. That is seated somewhere within us from a long time ago. And the more we tap into it, the worse it gets. So it's just a mental shift. So you may need some meditation. You may need to again, indulge a little bit. And some of you may feel guilty about it, and that's okay. But that's the only way to break out of it, because then you're going to go into the heart energy of it, like how good it feels to just take a day off, how good it feels to just like one day sleep till 9 a.m. I mean, if you can do that, if you don't have kids, or pets. So that's what will help heal from this mental energy of feeling like, oh crap, I'm going to run out of it, or I'm not going to be prosperous. And it's kind of affects our mental health as well. So, but those are what I feel are in the background. Well, what's happening is actually you're building your stability. Okay, so I'm going to keep these here so we don't forget. But because I do feel that's why the glamour card is out first. Is like, you need to take care of yourself because you've been working hard. You've been toiling at it for a while. You develop a lot of strength through the process, but yes, it does affect our day-to-day, right? And look at that. Just as I turn the deck, I do see the healing card, star, at the bottom of the deck. It's a major arcana for Aquarius, but it talks about healing, emotional, physical, mental healing, and wishes coming true, of course, wishing upon a star, right? So I think it's stable time ahead. So Spirit, help me tap in further into pile 3's energy. What do they need to know on what's next in their career? We have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, look at that exhausted energy. I feel that this is coming to an end. But it's also like she's built a remarkable fence around her. What's next in their career? What do they need to know? Let's get maybe 2 or 3 more. Pile 3, Spirit. Pile 3. I do feel like some of you are a little bit too much in fear because the cards are all like coming face down, which normally is not how they come out, but that's okay. Let's see, bottom deck energy. We do have the Hierophant. Look at that. And what a happy Hierophant. Again, the pink and the purple. What a happy Hierophant this is. This is Taurus Major Arcana. And let's talk about climbing the ladder, okay? The interesting one about this Hierophant is that he or she, again, gender doesn't matter. Just talking about the picture. He does not follow just like one religion. You see all these symbols in the background and then all the, you know, the visual, spiritual cues. He's somebody who's like tried it all and is open to learning, but then finally carving out his own path to ascension, right? And he's happy as a clown. I mean, seriously, this is the happiest Hierophant I've ever seen. Low frills, no drama, no restriction, no crazy rules and how life should be. And, you know, it's like, okay, at this stage when we were here, life had to be a certain way and we were following certain mantras at that time. But like, guess what? We've outgrown that level. Now we need to adapt to go to the next level. Well, okay, let's make more time for our spirituality, for our health and abundance. And that's the true abundance. And then we keep rising, right? That's what this is telling us. So that's where you're at. You're discovering yourself and how the type of authority you want to have in your career and in your life overall. I think this is bigger for you. So we have the 9 of Wands, fire energy. We have the 4 of Wands, also the 1111 card for me. More fire. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We were talking reciprocity. That's what's coming through. I love it. Celebration, secure foundation, or secure boundary is what I'm getting with this. Oh, wow. We talked about this. Justice, Major Arcana. So we may have some Libras in the house. And then we have the Emperor. Look at that. The Hierophant and the Emperor. This is amazing. So, and yes, that's what the house is here for too. So this is, again, you are establishing yourself for a long-term career or a long-term stability, if that's what you want to call it. Again, these 2 major arcanas right next to each other, they are here present because you've been putting in the work. Now, these 2 are very interesting because this feels like, you know, you've been working, burning the midnight oil. It's exhausting. These storms have been a bit too much, but you've persevered through that. This is the card of perseverance. And when this shows up, Spirit says like, hey, you're almost there. This is not the time to give up. Okay, but at the same time, you have the 4 of Wands. You have the Glamour card. You have the Venus energy showing up over here, and it's asking you to create that balance. Like, okay, am I working so hard that I don't even have time to enjoy my home? And, you know, it doesn't have to be a big home. That's not the point. The point is like, I can't even relax when I get home. It's like almost time to go to bed. I just eat cereal, whatever. I'm just like tapping into someone's energy who's been working so hard. They have no time to cook. They're either doing takeout all the time or they're just like having like, you know, cereal for dinner, and guilty as charged. I've done that at times when I'm working really hard. But then at the end of the day, you're like, really? Is that how we take care of this body that our soul lives in? And that's the journey you're going through. But know that all your efforts are now going to bear rewards. You see, we have the abundance symbol here, the infinity symbol, as above, so below. So all the work that you've been putting in, now get ready to receive, because you, from here on out, your main message is to create that perfect harmony between work and life. This is 6th house energy. What does your routine look like? Do you take care of yourself and your work? Because the more you take care of yourself, the more stable you feel, the better form of energy you can invest into work, and then you get it done quicker and faster because you're more productive, you're really on your A game. And then you come back and there's like no work guilt whatsoever, and then you have your personal time. Again, you don't have to go to an office, be back. It's like literally could be the same room, doesn't matter. But that's what this energy is telling us, that you're finally creating that balance, or you want that balance, and the universe is matching that energy. But regardless, you're coming out on top. You are coming out on top. They're both leader energies. People follow the emperor. People follow the Hierophant. And that doesn't have to mean like you're like an influencer or you're a boss energy, well, although this is big boss energy, okay? It means that people look up to you on how you're living your life, how you're building your career, how you're building your family, how you're building your home, like what is your foundation, okay? So you just by being your authentic self, are creating that impression on others, and you're raising the vibration for others as well. Wow. Love it. Absolutely love it. So, Spirit, can you give us some advice for my pile 3? So this is the, what is it called? The Star Codes Astro deck. Let's bring in a little bit of astrology into this. What is the advice for pile 3? Look at that cha-ching. Venus has very strong influence in your reading, just so you know. So check where Venus is in your natal chart. But also, like she showed up in Libra, and Libra has showed up already. So you may be Taurus, Libra, Capricorn. Possible, but I'm saying that because of the other cards also that are showing up over here. So we have, what was the first one that came out? I think it was this one. No. Oh, this was the first one that came out. Okay, so this is advice. So we have solar calm, clarify. Okay, so not being like burning ourselves out, not being on the go, go, go. Oh, look, there's progression. 15 and 16. The things are progressing in the right direction. We do have Ceres. Look at that. Nurture. That's the asteroid of self-nurture, taking care of ourselves. Very similar, double message, similar to the glamour energy and like taking care of yourself energy. Okay, this is, you had bad health and poverty and glamour in 4 of Wands and 9 of Wands, and then we have the Ceres energy coming up. So for those of you who are ignoring it, you do need to take care of your health. Whether it be physical, emotional, mental, doesn't matter. I don't care. These are energies are repeating for a reason. And this could be something very simple, that you're just anxious because you haven't had a physical in years. It could be something as simple as that. Go schedule it, get it done, out of the way, and you'll feel much more balanced about it. But it's about being your own quote-unquote mother and nurturing yourself is what you're really being called to do at this time. And this is why I said Venus is prominent. You have the second house, resources, look at that. And I think the term second house is interesting. Maybe some of you are like looking to purchase your second home. That's very possible for some of you, but this is again Venus. So this is money from your salary or your own income from your own hard work. This is personal income. So definitely, that's growing. That's what's coming through. And then we have progressions or journey. So yeah, it's almost like this talks about when the planets, how they affect our current situation with these cards showing up. Everything is sort of lining up for you now, but it all depends on, second house is also self-worth and how we take care of ourselves. Do we value ourselves enough to prioritize ourselves and not just like the career front and not prioritize others? Okay, so that's coming through very strongly for you. So do prioritize your personal value, your personal self. As I said, for some of you, it could be as simple as a retail therapy, okay? Whatever that is, you need to do that, okay? Because this is definitely becoming or bringing more stability, but that's the big balance that you have to create. Okay, so any final messages for pile 3 Spirit? What do they need to know? What's next in their career? We have the 10 of Wands. That's sneakily split out. I saw this card in the shuffle and it came out again. Beautiful. So we have the 10 of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. Wow. Wow, look at those energies. Okay. So this is, look, the moon showing up twice. So, oh, sorry. I don't do reversals. So moon, and then we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Ace of Cups. So you're ending the reading with like 2 aces right here. Wow. And what amazing aces too. So this journey is coming to an end. As I said, same message from the beginning. This is completion. Number 10, 10 of Wands. Ooh, interesting. This is how I love using different decks. This does look like a similar animal, does it not? I think it's a buffalo, or it could be a yak. No, yaks are white. So you see. So you may definitely, I would recommend, read up on buffalo animal spirit and see what the strengths are and why do buffaloes show up in our life. What are they trying to teach us? But this is talking about perseverance. Your perseverance has paid off. You are finally coming into a perfect harmony where you feel you're in the right career, right projects, right colleagues, like right situation. It feels natural, okay? It aligns with you. It is again time to like let go a little on the, you know, working around the clock bit, because it seems like you're burning yourself out. And the more you burn yourself out, the moon showing twice, the more fears you create, because you create this like toxic cycle. It's like, oh, I gotta keep working, I gotta keep working. And that's what leads to, you know, our health issues, and our feeds into our fear of like, oh, do I have enough? Am I gonna have enough for retirement and all those things? Okay, so don't do that. Rather focus on meditation. It is a Pisces house, or Cancer. It's all about care and nurture and just having that, creating that peace for ourselves. But definitely you're coming into a time where you'll have a rejuvenated spirit. Ace of Wands is all about inspiration, and you're like, you feel lit up, okay? Your third eye is all lit up. It's a time of like excitement, bringing the lightness back into it, and just bringing the happiness back into actually feeling like, you know, the difference between a job and a career. That's what this looks like to me, okay? So that's what's happening for you. I love it. Okay, pile 3. Let's get you some final messages from Archangel Oracles. Ooh, the first, oh, sorry. I meant ooh because it just like slipped out of my hand. The first one is gifts from God, and my ooh was very well called for. Archangel Sandalphon telling you, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. Where is that 6 of Pentacles card? That's the energy right here. If I take it out, it'll just like mess up all your cards. But that's what's happening. It is time to receive. You have done your part. It is time to receive. Let's get 2 more. We have creative writing. Archangel Gabriel, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. And it doesn't have to be literally like writing. Maybe some of you are, but you do have the thinking man, right? It's about the strategy. What is the strategy of my life and career going to be like from here on out? Write that down, create a plan, but again, only from a perspective of what's in your control, what can you control, and not succumbing to like the fear side of it. So you have 2 cards that flipped out. We'll take them. You have courage, Archangel Ariel. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I think you've been doing quite a good job of that. It's just a refresher. And then final, crystal clear intentions. Archangel Michael telling you, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. This also helps a lot to cut out the fear from our system, because, you know, as I said, sometimes there's like too much media, too much change around us, and it just creates this mental chaos. Did you have the 8 of Swords? Maybe not this group. That's what I'm getting. Excuse me. So the more you just simplify, clarify, what is it that you're trying to create and what's in your control, the better the strategy part comes, and the better we're able to channel our energies, our heart and our minds, and kind of bring them to coherence, okay? So that's what I have for you, pile 3, looking really good. Do let me know about the stability in the house, and comment below how this relates to your situation. I think a lot of us can feel like the buffalo here, coming out of storms and just waiting for no more, can we call it? So wish you much love and light, and please do comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. Every click helps the video get boosted up on YouTube and helps me keep going. Okay, I would really appreciate it as an energy exchange. So wish you much love and light, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.